Hello, future me. Hello, past me. I'm talking kind of quiet right now because my roommate is in bed. I was thinking all day about what exactly I wanted to record, but I really didn't know what to say. After thinking about it, stop. You're being annoying. Stop. Not the time to be annoying and silly. It's the time to be serious. Like all self-improvement YouTubers. Very serious and stark. All the time. Never a moment of levity. Always serious. Recently, our last YouTube video popped off. If you can see here, our numbers kind of exploded. 600 views on this last video, and should be elated, right? Should be super excited. And it is fun to watch those numbers go up. But the thing is, past and future me, I don't know why those numbers are growing. I have no clue. And if I were to tell you that I could recreate that and do that again, I would be lying to you. I wouldn't say it's a fluke. We've been consistent uploading YouTube videos for the most part. But here's the thing, past and future me. The truth is that we aren't consistent. We haven't been consistent. We are and we aren't, if that makes sense. Let me explain. We consistently post every week on Sunday, but we don't post at a consistent time. Sometimes I post at 6, sometimes I post at 7, sometimes I post earlier, and that's all because I don't plan it. Sometimes there was a period where I was uploading twice a week. There was a period where I was posting on Thursdays and Sundays, and then I stopped doing that for a while. And then there was one week where I actually missed a YouTube video on Sunday. There was a period where I was really hyper-focused on the thumbnails and I was trying to make them more clickbaity so that I could get more views. And then I completely gave up on the thumbnails. All this to say that we're not consistent. Part of that, I think, is due to the fact that we don't exactly know what we want. We don't really know what we want our content to be. We're still kind of playing around with that. We're still trying to figure it out. That's why we're doing these week-long things, but we did that whole week-long series of planning our week in advance, and we just didn't keep it up. We don't do it anymore. And it's just because something a friend of ours said a long time ago was, your brain will give you a million reasons to not do something and only a few reasons to do something. And those reasons to not do the thing become overwhelming and convincing. So we stopped planning our weeks 2 weeks after that initial video. I was watching this video called Meet the Man Changing YouTube Education Film Booth Interview. And it is a podcast with the dude who runs the channel, Film Booth. And they're talking about content creation. They're talking about what it takes to create successful content consistently. And he was talking about you basically need to create a thumbnail, a title, and a concept, and sandwich a video in between those things. And I was only really half listening. I was thinking about my YouTube channel because I think about my YouTube channel all the time. And I'm thinking about, what kind of content do I want to create? I didn't film yesterday because I'm sick of making these walk and talk vlogs, which they're cool, they're good content, it's dynamic, I'm up and I'm moving around, but it's more or less the same thing every time, and I'm getting bored with it. And if I'm getting bored with the content that I'm making, then it's probably boring to the people watching. And that's evident because at first, this video's view retention was 2 minutes. And as time went on, it went down to an average of 45 seconds. So I'm getting a lot of clicks. I'm getting a lot of technical views, but all these 600 people are only sticking around for 40 seconds. The reason I brought up this whole inconsistency thing is because there's a saying that goes, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And based on that logic, we just do everything inconsistently. We're able to stick with something for a certain period of time, and then we drop off with it. We should know better because we know that building habits takes a long time. And here's the thing, to go along with this, to add to this, is intentionality. The one thing that we are being consistent with is how inconsistent we are being intentional. And that's the crux of everything, dude. This is something we talk about a lot, is we're fighting against habits we have built over decades. You've built the habit of being unintentional, haphazard. And we have talked about this. We've talked about this many times. So what do we need to do to switch intentionality on? Say it takes 30 days to start a habit. Maybe that's the next video. It's got to be something, because something needs to change. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And if we're doing everything unintentionally, if we're doing everything haphazardly, then I don't know, we're going to end up with just random YouTube videos getting 600 views in 45 seconds. How are we going to start being intentional from this point forward? Is it by having a plan and executing it? I don't know. Because as soon as we go to sit down to make a plan, the follow through is usually off. Or we overestimate the routine that we think has been built. So my day-to-day is pretty much the same, and I have a tendency to rely on that a little bit too much. So I know for a fact I'm going to come home around like 6:30 or 7, anywhere between 6 and 7. And I know it's going to take me at least a half an hour, potentially an hour to eat. And then after that, go for a walk. Easiest solution, most thoughtless solution. I'll take the camera with me, go for a walk. Problem is, I'm getting bored of that. It's getting stale. We've been doing it for, I don't know, basically 5 months now, this weekly walk formula. And I think it was just initially because sitting down and talking to the camera like this was pretty difficult at first. It felt awkward, and I guess I didn't really believe in what I was saying, but just having done it for 6 months in a row, I guess 7 months in a row now, I've certainly gotten better at it. I've built the skill of being able to talk to the camera and feel more authentic. That's the buzzword, right? Authenticity is the buzzword. The buzzword. I'm frustrated with myself because I see the potential of what my channel could be, of what my content could look like, of what this day-to-day operation routine could look like, and I just haven't fleshed it out yet. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. All I know is that, one, I need to be more intentional. How you do one thing is how you do everything, which means you need to clean up how you're living the rest of your life. If how you do one thing is how you do everything, then we got a lot to work on.